Andrew McGahan for SevereMMA here at the UFC Media Day, standing alongside Jim Miller, who fights Diego Sanchez this weekend. And Jim, I heard you just say one thing there, and I don't want to bring up fights other than your own, but you were talking about Nate Diaz, that you fought him before. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, since you fought him before, you've been with him on the ground, people I think are underestimating Nate's ground game against Conor, that if it goes to the ground, Conor could be in the most trouble we've seen him in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, Nate does have a very good ground game. His wrestling is not the best, but if he does get control of Conor, I think Conor could be in a lot of trouble.
And what I wanted to really open with, these snakeskins you've got on, because I was a wee bit nervous wearing runners to a media day today, but when I see them, I think I need these for my next media day. If we're talking about your fight this weekend, the fight maybe people would have liked to have seen a couple of years ago, two guys that are going to go out there and stand and trade, but you said the other day, if you're going to win this fight, you need to choke him unconscious.
Yeah, you know, he's one of those guys that steals rounds, and he's been in some fights that I personally think could have gone the other way. And come out with a decision. So it's one of those fights where I have to stay in control. I have to keep him in danger, and I'm always looking for that finish, and that's what I want. And it's because I'm not satisfied unless I get it. And it has nothing to do with anything else. It's just the set of standards that I set for myself going into the fight is to completely dominate my opponent and to put him away. And that's what I want, and I know I can get it in this fight. I just have to fight smart and fight hard.
Do you think with him coming maybe in a negative record or a couple of losses in his last couple of fights that we're going to see maybe a less dangerous Diego Sanchez? He may try grind out a win, which in turn could play out into your advantage. It's going to be on the ground where you feel like you can catch him the most.
You never know. When somebody's back is against the wall, they either get cautious or they get really aggressive. So it could be that he could be trying to just grind out a decision, or he could come in and with guns blazing and be a very dangerous man. So I'm prepared for anything. And I'm gonna adapt to the way the fight is going and capitalize on whatever he brings.
I think stylistically, like two guys that have been in the UFC for a long time, he's the last remaining tough one cast member, that this fight may fly under the radar a little bit, and it's the type of fight on the night it excites you, and people are like, what, did you see that Jim Miller Diego Sanchez fight?
Stylistically we have the makings for a great fight. So it's no guarantee, but it could be a very fun fight.
And then finally, I'm not sure if I have this right, Mickey Gall trains with you? Or you have trained with him?
Yep. Yeah, we just trained with him. Yeah.
Excited for his maybe the biggest fight that he's ever going to have in his life later on this year, CM Punk?
Definitely excited for him. He's a great kid. It's a kind of a bizarre turn of events and opportunity.
Would you have known him before this opportunity? Were you a part of? Did he train with you while he fought on Dana's show? So for you to see, what's the change been like for him? It must be astronomical.
It's been crazy for him, because he had a couple amateur fights and a pro fight, and then next thing you know is he's like, hey, I might be in the UFC, and tried to help him make some decisions, and I've been training with him for quite some time now. Back when we were with AMA, and then he came up and he was training at our place, Miller Brothers MMA, and he bounces around, and we see him every now and then, and it couldn't happen to a better guy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.